Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of It's Related.
I promise.
It's another full house. We are joined by this wonderful, handsome gentleman. I'm looking at you. Yes, sir, you. I have on my left Dez and on my right Bright, but I want them to introduce themselves.
Hi, friends.
Welcome, Nons.
Hello.
Welcome, Shazo.
Thanks so much.
Please, Dez, you're not a Simgeni hapa. But where's Simgeni? When people hear you talk, they'll remember. So please remind our people, who are you? Whomst are you?
I'm just Dez.
Hey. Just Dez.
Fan
Just
favorite.
Dez, yeah. Well, it's nice to be back. Thank you for having me.
Karibu.
Asante.
Welcome onto the warm seat.
Mm-hmm.
And to my right,
My name is Bright. It's good to be back again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Gameli.
Bright is a regular. I think we just
Hey.
need to.
Bright is our first male guest. Our
Yeah.
first guest.
Really?
Our first.
He was our
Yeah.
first.
He was the
male
first guest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first guest.
Before
Yeah.
child.
Before Charles, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day
That
when
was
we...
back in the day.
When it
where-
was
Hey,
audio
we
only.
relax. Just know.
Let me not say more. Go back.
We have come
Yeah.
Yep.
far.
When we were audio visual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Audio
we were
only.
audio only.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Audio only.
we were audio only.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, that we also have more episodes on
Right.
the audio only part of our podcast than YouTube, because we just went audio visual 2024 last
Yeah.
year in January.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We have like loads of other episodes you guys need to catch up on. He was there. I don't think Des was also at when we were
Oh,
audio
yeah.
only.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah. And to my right, lady in blue.
How you doing, Jules? My name is Noni Mushiri, and I'm 1/3 of iRIP.
And my name is Shaz, here Shazo, and I'm also 1/3 of
And I am going to be your lead host today. I don't like this role because I like to just sit and be asked. And you, Julia? And you, Julia? You put me on the hot seat. I just,
Tunakazi hapo, my friend.
Man,
But
you know,
you're a leader.
who? Who said?
You said.
When?
Don't worry. I have record.
People see
I-
things in you.
Run
don't see
the tape.
yourself.
Run the tape.
Run
it back.
I have leadership vibes, but
Uh-huh.
Mimi, I don't like that role. But anyway,
But you do it so well.
I don't think I do.
You do it. Go ahead. Show
But
us.
thanks. Oh, not this. I meant like leadership in. A leader, you have to be patient and you take people slowly. Me, if you're not on time, I'm not patient.
It's related, I promise,
It's
guys.
related, I promise. Anyway, guys, Jules Her. You can also catch me on Instagram, Jules_Hi. I also have another podcast. So this is Love Shameless Plug. Let us begin. Today's topic is soft life trend and leaning into femininity. But before we begin, I want us to do our segment, which we do every beginning of episode. And I'm seeing that people have actually clocked on this thing. People actually say, we look forward to what's caught your attention. It's usually like I never remember what mine is. I always forget to prep for this. So I think I'll start with the guest, our newest guest today, who is Dez. What's caught your attention? Let us know.
Well, as Sharon also equally mentioned, it's about how far this podcast has come. Seeing that I'm now, so we're audio visual, as you said.
Yeah.
I was once, I don't know how Bright was roped into this, but
Hey.
I was told to come over once for coffee
Yeah.
at someone's house
And that
and
became the
found a
podcast.
makeshift studio on the dining room table.
Yeah.
Now look, it's a whole production house.
I know.
They're on YouTube.
Eh,
They have sponsors. I should have bought shares.
Same thing I said the last time.
Mhm.
I should have bought shares.
Should have.
But I think
It's not too late.
seeing that I'm not on any payroll here, I should get compensation with shares at some level.
Okay. Hugs and chocolate kisses.
Vibes.
I know, right?
Vibes.
Good
Vibes.
vibes,
Vibes. Good vibes.
Wishful
Inshallah.
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Better.
speaking of sponsors, actually, we do want sponsors. So
Yeah.
please, if you're interested, reach out to us. We are ready.
Mhm.
What about Bright? What's caught your attention?
I think the boldness of people to be able to do things. See a lot of people who are bold in the wake of social media.
Mm.
I'm seeing things on social media that I usually don't see. I don't need to give examples, but people are just becoming a little bit more bold.
In a good or bad way?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like audacity.
Both.
Oh,
Yeah.
like damn.
Yeah. I just thought about it like a few years ago. Certain things I would not be able to do
Mm.
when social media was not there, nobody was looking at me. Then of late, I'm just there like, now you can do certain things because social media is there. It's technically like a controlling vibe to say. And it's just something I've been thinking about recently. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
What about you, Nons? What's got your attention?
Mine's a bit of a shameless plug, but allow me.
Plug
it. Kofisi, man. Like, I know that's crazy, but for me, I guess I keep saying this because it's been 3 years for me since I spoke on this podcast, right?
Yeah.
So coming back, and if we could turn the camera and you could see how many people are behind here, it's crazy. But what a space! Like, what a nice space. There's even air conditioning. You know, it's a coffee. You can just come and relax. Like, guys can relax on that side before we get on set. Come on.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
how we were before, it was not like this.
Like, where are you?
There's a lounge
Literally.
area, there's a set area, there's
Yeah.
a what, and it's a really nice space. So shout out to Kofisi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the
That's
whole
what my
idea
attention.
of co-working.
Yeah,
space,
exactly.
Even when we were like in our teen years
Yes.
or our 20s,
Yeah,
it wasn't really a concept.
not at all.
Yeah.
not
So
at all.
shout out.
And it's done very well.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Shazo.
For me, I just realized the other day, and I don't know if it is like if it's in a problematic way, but like my whole life depends on or is run by AI. Like I literally can't go a day without getting on ChatGPT or Gemini or like
Claude.
Like
What
I
are
really
those? What's
Perplexity.
Gemini?
right, like Gemini is the ChatGPT.
don't
for-
wash up right here,
for
man. This is
Google.
big.
It's the ChatGPT version for Google.
Okay.
And literally everything. Like I have, you know how you open on Google Chrome different tabs. So you can do the same like on ChatGPT. You can have different tabs for different things. And I have literally everything. I even have a tab that says conversations with God. I have a tab that says like my whole, and I don't know, Bright, you're
I
in the
have a
tech
browser.
space. Is this normal? Like, is this where we're
You
headed? Like,
can't run away. I have Perplexity. They have a browser called Comet, which you can actually give it conversation and say, do ABCD for me. And it
Yeah.
actually clicks, does response and I'm just
It's
like, I'm not giving it that
incredible.
much power now.
yeah.
But I'm like, there's a whole browser just for AI. And Perplexity has Claude, has GPT-5, has everything in one for the same price. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
this is
what I
a
need.
day and this is how we're going to live now?
But me, I like it. Why I was saying it might be problematic is because I feel so dependent that if for some reason these apps were
it's
shut
not
down,
there.
I
Yeah.
don't even know who I'll be. But I know that sounds so weird, but like genuinely, like guys,
Yeah.
it gives me so much. I feel very enabled to do a lot of things that I couldn't do previously, like running my business, my agency, coming up with ways to execute ideas. Because it's like a second brain.
Yeah.
So imagine what you can achieve with a second brain. Like we
Mm.
already have a capable brain.
Mm.
Now imagine another one.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think about it and I'm like, damn, like if someone just went and switched off the electricity at ChatGPT, I'm screwed.
Pull the plug.
Just pull the plug.
Yeah, you've
And
seen the memes of did you see that video where there's this guy, he's at the shop and people have forgotten how to interact. So the
That's
guy is
me.
like asking for water and then the guy is like, how to give. And the guy,
No,
no,
that's
I've seen that
me.
video.
I'm going to send it. I'm
Please
going
send
to
it
send
to
it.
me.
It's so hilarious.
Because that's, I think, how it becomes like everything. I just like if I want to send a message and maybe I want it to sound a certain way, I'll type it like the way I'd type it.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, make it sound like this.
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
Like that's where we've reached, guys. So
Well, you have to be,
yeah, I
you
need
have
to
to be
learn.
careful that
Yeah,
some,
for
of
your
these,
creativity.
Critical thinking.
tools actually make you dumber.
I
So,
don't-
so
okay.
there's a scientist who was talking to Neil deGrasse Tyson the other day about
Yeah.
how if you wanted to calculate the rotation of the Earth and the Moon and this and that and the other, use calculus as a tool. That makes
Yeah.
you smarter. The tool helps you understand things and become
Mm.
smarter. Then there's AI, which
Gives you the number.
just gives you
Yeah.
exactly what you need to know. So you actually don't get to exercise your mind. So actually, dependence on tools that have independent agency can make you dumber.
yeah.
I get that. And
But I mean, you can
yeah.
also just ease things up. Like, no calculus. I
Yeah,
just want the
'cause
number.
even-
I just
Even
want
remember
to get
back
the
in the day
answer.
when you used to use logbooks in
Yeah.
exams.
Yeah.
But like in this day and age, like we don't use
Logbook and AI
The
are
kids-
so
the kids who
different.
don't
I
know
think
how to
it's-
read analog.
No, it's
What-
true.
Trying,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
true.
Aye, surely. But then, okay, I know we need to watch this segment, but listen,
Yeah.
the thing is about that thing of, I mean, your brain will be, don't you want to just use more of your brain so that you like get Alzheimer's a little bit later?
Yeah.
You
But
know,
you still use your brain. In,
you
in
don't.
AI.
I was in the gym the other day and, somebody, I would say who was
Say
like,
them.
we're doing 70%
Names.
of your 1 rep max. And then I'm like, okay, fine. And he's like, I'll go get the phone and calculate the 70%. But in the meantime, get your bar. And I'm like, it's 70% of whatever it was, like
Yeah.
80 kgs. they can't do 7 times 8 and then get the number. And I was like, because of that, not AI, because you're talking about logbook, people are now using calculators. It's so basic. 7 times 5,
But
35
we need to accept
kilograms.
it. We came from Encyclopedia and Carter,
Yeah,
which was a
we're
DVD.
progressing.
We came from Yellow Pages. We came to Google.
But Yellow Pages did not using Yellow Pages and having whatever on your phone doesn't make you dumber. If you move from Yellow Pages to having a contact
Automated.
Yeah.
But
automated.
have you memorized anyone's phone numbers?
No, not for not
Because I think that's
memorizing
kind
phone
of the
numbers.
point
Yeah.
he's making. Like,
Yeah.
But Yellow Pages, you don't memorize phone numbers. It was in the Yellow Pages.
but you'd have to like move around with it. Whereas if it's on your phone and it's saved, it's portable.
yes, but there was no memorizing with Yellow Pages. What I'm
Even
saying is
before- okay.
moving from Yellow Pages to rather than going to the house to go and look
Yeah.
for Masharia's phone number and just having it on your phone doesn't make you dumber. But then not using your capacities. For me, it's not even about dumber, it's creativity. Sometimes I'm like, what am I watching? What people have used the AI? Am I
Right,
watching
like, is it
AI
real
or am I
or-
watching
yeah.
real creativity? So yeah, do I even need to do what caught my attention at
Yes.
this point?
Yeah, we have to.
I feel like you've already said it.
Yeah.
What's caught my attention is completely unrelated, and I think that's the point of this segment. Is the other day I was having a conversation. I bumped into weeks ago. I bumped into an old friend, and he was like going through a divorce, and I'm like, what happened? This was like my boy back in the day. Like this is like somebody I love. We were boys in high school and we were such close friends. And then he was just telling me, yeah, you want the truth? You know, I did this, and the guy really.
Ooh.
You know,
He
'cause
helped
I
you.
guess because it's me, he just told me I fucked up.
Right.
Okay.
And and it got me thinking of when I was so young and I would watch Akina, because we used to have so much drama in different pockets of our families. Uncle who has done what, auntie who has done what, these cousins of course another after the cousins who, the older cousins who get married really early. And I used to be like, as our generation will be so different. They won't be cheating because I actually had that thought that as our
Because we know better.
Yeah.
we
We've
know
seen,
better, people will
yeah.
be fighting and the men will not be cheating on women because already we know it's bad.
Mhm.
And then it's for me it's such an odd thing to observe this thing that we used to learn about in school called generational curses or generational trauma, and then now you're seeing it and you're like, how can you do the same thing your dad
when
did?
you knew.
And this guy I met, we were so close. I remember we used to say stuff like he had a real traumatic, like his family situation was hectic. I remember we used to talk and he used to be like, me, I'll never do this. Yes, and he did the same thing. Like he
Like
denied that child.
ABC.
He denied that somebody was his child. Then he did this. Then he went and got married, and then he, and I'm like, it's exactly
The
same
things,
things.
yeah.
And so it's just that thing, and always to say, like you really have to make such conscious. This thing because it's so ingrained in your subconscious. You have to make such a conscious decision to not do the same thing you've observed or had imprinted in you.
And he was like remorseful, or he was just telling you, by the way, I did this.
I don't know because we were in the club and then we were.
He was trauma dumping in the club.
Yeah.
After a few shots.
Yeah,
Wow,
I was
wow,
also
wow.
a bit wavy,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
blankets. I was a blankets. I'm like, hey, what's up? And then he's the same. And I'm like, guy, we're cute here. And I hadn't seen him for like 15 or 20 years.
Oh,
Wow.
So we had lost touch. He relocated to another country with his whole family, long story short. So trauma is
it's real.
pass-downable. Yeah. Let's get into today's topic.
Wonderful.
Downable.
What's the downable?
What's the one?
Inherited?
It's
That's the word. It's a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass-downable.
Yeah.
Transferable?
Transferable.
Yeah, maybe.
So
Intergenerational.
Intergenerational trauma.
Yes,
Sour.
correct.
Well, I can't help but now say Pastor Downable.
Pass it downable. Pass it
yeah.
downable.
Yeah, and you even see the people who are struggling with the same things as their parents. It's
Yeah.
actually quite sad. So today we're talking about the soft life trend and leaning into femininity. And I wanted us to kind of describe what we're talking about, all right? What is the soft life trend? And there's a reason we have these two gentlemen here, because we are trying to be very conscious of getting the male perspective around these kind of conversations. This soft life trend, from how I think, and maybe I can just start by explaining the way I saw it unfold online was, you remember when there was this strong movement especially in America, of like, I don't want to be the strong black woman. There was that's like the origin started with this. I don't want to be the strong black woman. Me as a woman, I am.
Like, I don't want to be in the hustle.
I don't want to be in the
9 to 5.
hustle. I don't
yeah.
want to persevere.
Yes,
all these
yeah.
things. I don't want to, And then it kind of evolved to now people saying, especially now, like I think it started with millennials, but now it's very it's very evident with the Gen Zs because of social media how you have what is it called? Soft quitting, quiet quitting.
Quiet quitting.
So you're not going to stay in a job that is not serving you if the boss is toxic. Oh, there's another thing of toxic work environment.
Yeah.
Like, and then we look at our parents, like the millennial parents and their parents. There was nothing like that.
Yeah.
You got your badge of honor by persevering and staying in those hard situations. And then I'm now seeing it now evolve to the soft life trend of, as a woman, it's mostly related to women, of a woman not pursuing a career or looking for a guy who can bring in the money.
Yeah.
And then she is the ticket, she's the girlfriend. What was this trend about the girlfriend? Was the girlfriend what?
Like stay-at-home girlfriend.
Stay-at-home girlfriend.
The trad wife.
The trad wife. So we have people like the Nara
Smith.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's a trad wife, but because she seems to work, but then, it's still
Yeah, I
very,
mean, she's a model. So,
she's a model.
Yeah.
But you see, still very, you're not like hustling, you're not trying to like grow financially as a woman. You're leaving that to the men. And then now this feminine thing was like, this leaning into femininity is like, so what are we describing as feminine versus masculine? So he's going to work and hustling masculine. Yeah. And I really don't know where we can start off this conversation, but maybe I can start by asking Noni and Sharon, just based off of what I've described, what's your understanding of the soft life trend? And then we can ask the boys to chime in.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to soft life, for me, it's like the ease of not having to do a traditional 9 to 5, not having to go and say, okay, the next 2 years, my 5-year career plan is to move from junior to senior to manager, manager to director, whatever that might look like in your position of work. Unfortunately or fortunately, when I think of soft life, it's more for women in my head initially, until I had to really think about this topic. And then I was like, oh, that's some unconscious bias that I have. I wouldn't really relate it. Well, I don't see it being presented as often as to men. And if it is, it's then like a negative term. Like, women can proudly say they want soft life or they want, to stay at home. And if a man came and said, I want to stay at home, you guys would be like,
Hey, where?
Because what happened? Like, are you sick? Or is someone sick? Or, like, it has to be justified for them to do it. Whereas for women, I feel like society is more accepting to be like, yeah, okay, well, I mean, if that works for you guys, cool. Like, if you figure out your way, fine. Like, it's like, as long as you're not a burden to me, okay. But for a man, it's like, no, there's no chance, So that's what I think of when I see soft life.
Yeah. What about you, Shad?
I think, definitely same. I would even maybe expound that when I think of soft life for women, it's also, I feel, women who have high earning potential and they decide not to stay in like bad relationships or marriages, for love or for whatever reason, because they have enough money to live softly on their own or without a man. So they just kind of like, I'm not gonna romanticize suffering in my marriage. Like, I have enough money to live and be soft. Because I feel like the generation before us, our parents, even if they have money, they still stick by husbands who are not
ideal partners.
Ideal partners at all. And I think our generation of women, or women who buy into the whole soft life thing, they're happy to leave because they're like, look, I actually don't need this shitty marriage. I want to choose a soft life, even if I'm still working, but it's soft in the sense that I'm not suffering through either an abusive marriage or just a shitty marriage. Like, I'm not going to struggle through all of that.
Yeah.
So that's what I think of soft life, on top of now the other things you said also.
Yeah. So Des, have you come across this trend or this idea? And as a man, what does it spark inside of you?
Well, first of all, in my opinion, marriages were never about love and enjoyment and happiness. They were always about a convenience of two families coming together. for social, economic, and political reasons. So the idea that happiness.
Sorry. Are you okay?
I'm good.
He's in your story. Like, he's
correct.
in it. Yeah.
The idea that happiness is the baseline from which we all love, make decisions. So the parents of a different generation who were well-to-do and stuck in shitty marriages and things like that, that how you felt was irrelevant to what you had committed to on a community-based level. So your personal joys or sufferings with regard to that union were irrelevant. So, but now what's more important for people is how I feel, to the point where, we have all this fluidity of how people feel that justifies how they behave, including taking people out, assassination. It's all about how you feel. So feelings have become so paramount that people destroy their marriages and their homes because of their feelings and not because of why they were brought together. I mean, think about King Charles. King Charles could not marry his wife of choice until his mother died. Or, well, before she died, but his wife had to die. So, the idea that he loved Camilla was irrelevant. It was irrelevant. That you can do later. It's almost like a hobby.
Wow.
Love is a hobby.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that on the side.
Yeah.
For now, you're going to do what is expected of you.
Things.
Yeah. So communities. So getting back to what we were talking about, even in the things you've noticed or things that caught your attention, these intergenerational things that everything is cyclical in nature. So when you find that women's feminism has brought women to the forefront of being able to work, to being able to vote, to being able to have bank accounts, being able to be breadwinners. So they've done all of that. And then the next generation or two generations after the fact, the millennials now are like, it's not really what, now they don't appreciate it from that standpoint, because for them that's a norm. They've grown up in a world in which women and their mothers and their grandmothers have been working. And now they don't see it to be the thing that it was cracked up to be for them, because they would rather be mothers or stay-at-home girlfriends or taking care of people.
Travelers.
Because in truth, in truth, being in the workforce is not something that a rational person would want.
Yeah, when they say, what's your dream job? And it's like, I don't dream of labor.
No,
I do dream of...
So the idea that you want to go out and work and suffer and dig holes
But is work suffering?
In coal mines. I know you're talking about soft life versus hard life.
Right.
Let's talk about men's real hard work. Not the one that the guy who's...
men's real hard work?
Yeah, not like a waiter or whatever. Like a guy who is in a coal mine. A guy who's in the Alaskan... oil rigs.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't find chicks in those jobs. And for good reason. They're smarter than that. So it's not an affront to women. It's just something men have to do. Well, that's the expression, a man does what a man has to do. When you go to watch Kenya Power guys, you watch Mjengo, it's all men on the top of those things. What are the women doing? They're cooking uko chini.
But you think it's not by design?
No.
You don't think
why didn't you grow up wanting to be a laborer and a skyscraper?
It wasn't agreed because I was conditioned. I was given the doll and I was not given the truck.
Even if you look at egalitarian societies in Europe who have been told women and men can do exactly what you want to do, you find that the men end up doing the more hardcore jobs.
No, because things are set up.
Because they were given dolls
influence.
and women were given dolls.
Societies where, by definition, you're given equal opportunity to do exactly what you want without any kind of stigmatization.
There will always be a stigmatization.
It starts from when the babies. You know this study. Okay, so there's this. First of all, right? Let's just say something, because if I start with this, and I shouldn't have sat here because I have to control myself, because this just says some really. He said something.
No, I mean, most of the thing I was agreeing until the end.
Yeah.
Until the bit of the end, I was like, not quite.
And we don't have to agree.
That's it.
We don't have to agree.
Yeah.
Right. Give me any of your thoughts around this.
Say anything.
Just say something, but don't say that.
I'll go back to what I was talking about, social media. You'll see ladies on cruise ships. They are on a boat ride. They are shopping here and there. And then you're wondering, like, when do they work? You're asking questions that way. But you never see a man just on those which brings the whole thing of soft life. I actually got to talk to one lady before, and she told me she goes with not the husband, the boyfriend. I don't know if they're boyfriend or I don't know if they're dating or whatever it is, but she goes with him because the guy makes so much money. She doesn't have to suffer. She doesn't have to. She can enjoy. But at a point in time, she said she had to get a job because she felt her brain was dying. Yeah, and I had to challenge her. Like, I know you from back in the day. You were very hardworking in terms of being able to do work, volunteer. We used to volunteer together. And you're very smart. So what is this life of now? Just going on trips where it's when the man is busy at meetings and conferences and speaking, you've gone shopping, you've gone on a boat ride and all of that kind of stuff. And she's like, that was the soft life she envisioned. And that's the question that you don't see men be able to have that. But on the flip side, I've seen men also who do that to some women, where the woman is earning so much, they are the hardworking type in the corporate world, and the man feels like, well, you know what? I mean, when I hear the story of men borrowing from their girlfriends and the women are giving the money, it kind of makes me a bit uncomfortable, you know.
That's very anti-you, to be how I know you. That's very anti-you. Yeah.
Because I'm like, the man does not want to work. They want to be able to drive the ladies' car. They don't want to get to that point. Some even do actually have the ability to be able to get that money. Like, they have family businesses, but they just don't want to put in the effort because the lady is making really good money that they want to actually ride on that.
So there's a reversal of roles.
It's a reversal of exactly. Yes. And I keep on wondering, and funny enough, every lady who in that situation, I've asked them, why are you still doing that? Why are you still giving the money? They're like, but I love him. I don't think it's love. And then that definition she gave at the beginning, there's about happiness and the marriage and everything. And I said, for how long are you going to live that way? And are you really going to marry that person? Because
but what if he's fulfilling other needs? Like, she's like, cool, I just have to make money, and then he takes care of everything else.
What kind of other needs?
So, for instance,
like
now
emotional.
she's so in her male energy in a way that she has to have a beta male. So, in fact, for him, this is a survival tactic. A beta.
Beta male. Yeah.
So this is a survival tactic, and you will find a society as the societies become, as women join the workforce and become far more corporate as a demographic and outweigh the men in those same jobs, you'll find that they will have to be beta males to accommodate that. So a lot of these conditionings that you're talking about, in which girls are brought up to think they want a husband, they really want a wife.
No, for real.
They really want a wife.
What Bright is describing, okay, I can see a situation where, yes, you as the woman, because for the reasons you've said, you've been well educated, you've gotten, girl child has been supported to the point where she's really thriving, she's in a big corporate job. I think at that point, when you as a woman think of, okay, what more do I need in my life at this point? I already have a lot of money, success. What I'm missing is emotional support.
Yeah.
I can totally see how you wouldn't be looking at this man for the traditional things, which is providing and protecting. I mean, okay, protecting maybe, but they don't need to provide. So if he's not doing that well financially, I can totally see how a woman in that position would be like, okay, sawa.
Sharon, would you date a man that's making less than you?
I used to think I wouldn't. But again, I don't know where I've gotten to in my life. I'm very fluid with things like that. I think if he is someone that I respect and I feel like they have a lot of ambition and they're kind and we get on really well, I would work towards encouraging them.
That's what I'm patient.
What Sharon just described. There's a wife.
Wait.
That potential, I would support you. You are the rock. You are the pillar. You are the male in that relationship.
Shouldn't you want those? Okay, I get what you're saying. But shouldn't you want those things in a partner?
Let me tell you. First of all, you shouldn't be. I don't think there's a huge disparity in the way even women, just the way you've stated it, see social economic status.
Yeah.
Say, for instance, let's throw out a number, million bob. Making $1 million a month. What's the first thing a guy does? He's like, hey, okay, He buys a few toys or whatever.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, it's like, I want to start a family.
Yeah.
I want to get a wife and
Yeah.
kids. I want to
Yeah.
share.
Mm.
When a woman makes $1 million a month, what did you just say? I don't need a man. I don't need this. I don't need that. You're not even there to provide.
Yeah.
No, I don't think men want to share with
Actually,
one woman. They
listen,
want to
no,
share
that's
with
what
the women.
Yes.
They
Why
want to
don't you-
share across.
Yeah, the way he talks.
It's not
Why can't you ask us, the women,
No,
if
no.
we earn $1 million, Bob, stop telling us that we want
Forget
this,
about
we
the
want
million.
this.
Forget-
Sharon is here.
I'm
I'm
listening.
here.
I
If
was
I have
listening to
a
Sharon.
$1 million Bob a month,
man.
it doesn't mean I don't want. I want a man regardless.
Okay.
I don't just see a man as
Yes, but you
providing,
see,
and I also want
it's-
you to expand. I want us to turn the sail a bit. The way you've talked about feminine. What did you say? Something about like now she's more masculine. She's entering her
masculine
energy.
Mm.
So what are we describing as masculine energy? Not sex. Put the
No.
sex away. Let's describe according to you. What is masculine energy in terms of somebody who is ambitious, and what is feminine energy?
Like a successful woman in her career. That's masculine energy.
What are he telling us?
No,
Yeah.
no situation in which you are in a hyper competitive market environment, work related environment, are things going to be easy. So, in other words, when you're in an arena, if you're in a boxing arena, and it's only the winner who comes out as holding the belt. Work environments tend to be like that. Promotions, positions,
Right.
CEOs, whatever. No one's going to hand it to you. You're going to have to earn it.
Yeah.
And in so being, that is a nature that isn't as easily compartmentalized for women as it is for men. For instance, like you would see in a typical movie where there's a drug dealer or a psychopath who's a mass murderer. You know, he can literally go and do all those things and come home and play with his kids and his wife and be the sweetest guy because he can compartmentalize what he has to do at work.
You know why? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like it's related, I promise. I think women do that better. I think women compartmentalize a lot better than men because you can have situations where, you know, like she's like, you know what, for the kids I'm doing this and for the what I'm doing that. Men will have a bad day and come and wipe out the whole family.
Multitasking.
They'll kill everybody
I'll
across
give you-
board. Wife, firstborn,
Well, like when it comes to multitasking, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like traumatic things where you really have to wear extremely different hats that are not anywhere similarly related. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that once you take on that scrappy role, you by nature are not really in that what Sharon described as that feminine, soft, kind, whatever. You're
So
there.
feminine is
You're there
soft.
for blood.
Okay, so
Yes.
let's talk about feminine is soft,
Kind,
and
patient.
patient. And if a man is soft, kind, and patient,
He said he's a wife.
he's a wife.
That is so
So-
ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, so let
Okay.
me just say my understanding of feminine energy, masculine energy, from what I've seen and why I have some issues with it. They say that, you know, leaning into femininity is leaning into your softness. So you're not aggressive, you're not as competitive, because men inherently I don't know if it's true, but the testosterone you have makes you more competitive, hyper competitive, more aggressive. And so leaning into your femininity is kind of going with the flow, and choosing softness, you know. And the reason I struggle with those things I'm seeing out there is because it's trying to like for me, I don't have the luxury of a man who has money who is providing so that I can now lean into the softness. I have to go out and grind. I have to go out and be competitive.
Also, are you any less feminine?
That's the issue I have.
Yeah.
But I still like my stiletto heels. And even though I had a man who's providing and he's coming to talk to me, I will still fight him to a point. Des, if you marry me, I'll still tell you, Ebu, wait. And so now does that mean I'm less feminine? And that's this scale. I'm having an issue with this scale because even in those traditional times where the men went to hunt and the woman was at home nurturing, you're trying to tell me in those, all the women were all soft, all this. You still had competitiveness. You still had, this one is building a better manyata for her husband than this one. You know, those things are still there. But now we are in a different environment and I'm struggling with this categorization because now it's making me feel like that lady who is softer is better, a better woman than me, who is more aggressive, opinionated,
Ambitious.
and
even
ambitious.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
And I don't want to lose
we can
my issue is that why would I want to lose the power to earn my money and to grind? There's an autonomy that I lose by saying, let me, just
Get the
clutching
soft
my
life.
pearls. I want to live my soft life, but I also want a soft life, comfortable. But I also don't want to be told you can't, you won't, because somebody is not,
Because I'm the one in charge.
he's the
I'm
one in charge
who's-
and bringing in the money. That's the problem I have.
Okay, I don't think, first of all, you should be with anyone who tells you what you should not do. What I do believe is that if you're with a man who has taken, who you regard respectfully and takes charge of his own life, you will fall in line. He won't have to tell you. So the idea that you have to be sanctioned or forcefully submissive into the relationship is not something
Do
that
you
I
know
advocate.
strong women then who have met this person,
Well,
who have fallen in line?
Let's talk about let's go back 2 generations. Let's go, and you mentioned something that is very easily conflatable when it comes to femininity, which is, let's say, getting your manicure, pedicure, your hair done, your makeup, whatever, as symbols of femininity. Well, your great grandmother never had any such thing done. She was probably the most feminine person you can think of. So all the traditional things that make
a woman.
difficult women think they're feminine is it's because they have the high heels, the stilettos, the nails, and they think I'm a chick, I'm feminine.
Yeah.
You just dressed up a certain way. Who you are innately is not your great grandmother in terms of your temperament and your relationship with the men in your life.
Actually, to add to that, and I had this conversation with Dez, and it blew my mind, this point you're making. We were talking about femininity as well, and he was saying how feminine women, and you can correct me if I misquote you, but a feminine woman is like, because we were at Charles's house, we were just all chilling, and he was like, a real woman in her feminine would just naturally come and like.
So let's reverse the story.
Yeah, what is
So we were the friend who there's no issues going on in terms of hookup.
Yeah, it's just that.
But
it's
she
just a phrase.
she was taken aback by the fact that when we got somewhere, I opened the door for her. And then she said from across the table, she's like, you're not even my boyfriend or nothing is happening, but here you are, you opened the door for me. I said, I opened the door not because it's you, but that's because that's who I am.
Yeah.
So I said, in the same vein, we've been sitting around here. Why haven't you, knowing that I'm not your boyfriend, why haven't you asked me if I need another drink? Being in your own element. Do I have to be your boyfriend?
Right.
No. Do you have to be my girlfriend for me to open the door? No. Because I'm being me. Be you without it being, I won't open the door unless that is my man. No. Open the door because that's who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being able to help where you can.
So that's what I think Shaz is saying.
That is the point. Like
being able to help where you can, or being able, and also sometimes it's just who you are. Not even known me for a very long time. There are certain things that I do for my female friends, which a lot of male don't agree with, or they think I overdo things.
Like what?
Somebody calling me when they're stranded, and basically, if I feel like I should be able to help and I can help, I go. Right? Somebody.
Let me talk truthfully. I've never paid a bill around Bright. No,
Exactly.
He's being humble, koi. Me? Whether it's
humble, koi.
You and I have known each other.
Soft life.
She's my sister.
Yeah.
We're not blood, but she's technically my sister. We've been neighbors before. And when we go somewhere,
actually, to what he's saying as well, like we had different apartments, but they had a similar corridor.
Yeah.
And we would have like Friday night movie night. So I'd be like making the food because he would burn the popcorn. So I knew like, I'm good at this thing and I'll do that. And he'd pick the movies because for me, we'll watch Law and Order 10 times every Friday, So like there were things that naturally we fell into. This is my brother, but I do hear that, that there are some roles that you kind of fall into. But sometimes also I think it's like, you have to be so careful who and where you do that. And
So then let me ask you, Modosh, if like, you've seen that
dynamic.
Dynamic between you and Bright.
Yeah.
So now from your other male friends, do you view them a certain way when they don't reach for the bill, or when they don't, you know what I mean? Like,
I think,
do you then think, oh, this guy's
Some are just stingy though.
No,
I'm
yeah, it's
sorry.
sometimes
Yeah,
What
do,
does-
are
it
you looking
depends.
like-
It depends. Like I'm very happy. Like if we go as friends somewhere, I'm very happy to split a bill. I have no
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
things, and sometimes even like to pay it if like it was like me who really like I really want to go to this place, and you know whatever it is. Most times it's splitting a bill. I think Bright is like, and I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but West Africans,
Yeah.
my experience
Yeah.
of the handful that I know, they tend to pay the bill. Right.
Mm.
I do have some Kenyan friends who would also pay the bill, but they would kind of make it known that they paid the bill. You know, like,
Yeah.
Keeping
oh yeah,
score.
you know that was
I mean,
that was a nice 5,000 meal. that
That's
was
not
that was.
There was a
And I'm beginning
situation-
like, yeah, that was delicious. You paid the bill. What do you mean?
So day we went out for a friend's birthday, and naturally you come in with a gift, right?
Yeah.
So my Ghanaian friend of mine who was in town, I said, it's a birthday, we go for it. It's like, why don't you buy a gift and just take it there? And I said, maybe they don't need the money more than the gift. But he said, no, let's insist we buy a gift. So we bought the gift, took it to the birthday. There were 25 people. And everybody had the menu before they came.
Mhm.
And we all knew how much you're supposed to pay an average meal. So you
Mhm.
order what you do. At the end of the dinner, the lunch, the bill has gone round twice. And we're asking why. So we just stood at both of us with a split the bill. It was about 65K
Mm.
and we paid.
Damn.
And at that point, we're just there like, why are all the question we're asking, why are all the men not owning up to be able to actually contribute? Even though we went to them and said, the bill is this, we as men, let's pay. That has happened to me so many times. And it's always a birthday. You sit down, you as men at the table to do that because that's what naturally I feel like men have to do.
But you see, it's because those men have been raised in environments by other men who did that for them and showed them the way.
No, like now, but by not
So-
paying the bill.
No, by
Oh,
paying.
okay,
The
by
ones
paying.
that you guys
Yeah.
who paid
Yeah.
grew up in an environment in which men did what? You paid.
Mm.
So it becomes an intergenerational way of working and socially organizing yourselves to where the men do that. For instance, like even the Somali culture, if I invite you for coffee, even if it's the 10th time I've paid, since I made the call, I pay.
I pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I ask the men? So, do you feel like if a woman has financial independence,
Mhm.
do you feel like that is a masculine thing?
No.
What if she's earning more than you?
If she's earning more than me, there's some things that I will still do. It's just like take the car to the garage and I'll still pay.
Yeah.
If I have to fuel the car, I'll still fuel the car. Things that I believe me as a man have to do. If she's making more than me, and I mean, it's just.
And then she comes one day and your car's gone to the garage and she's done everything right, but she's taking it herself. She even come with those mats they put, that paper that they put on it. I know. Who's going to take my car to the garage? Me. So
But
like,
if she did
Yeah.
and she can afford it and she paid for it, then
Yeah.
fine. You know,
Okay.
there are days my wife actually takes the car to the garage, or her car,
yeah,
but I consider her car my car.
Yeah.
I love it, so it's a German.
yeah.
And she paid for it.
Mm.
And at that point, I'm like, I know you can afford it, but I think it's my responsibility to take care of that car. So
Mm.
I'll refund you. And I did. She said no, but I refund.
Mm.
Not that she can't afford it.
Yeah,
But she can.
yeah.
But I just feel like it was my
Oh.
responsibility. If she's making more than me, or if they want to take care of something, I will once in a while maybe allow it
Mm.
for certain things, but not. It shouldn't be a normal thing when I know it's my responsibility to do that.
What do you think, Des? What if your babe was earning more than you?
Money will never be the defining thing within your relationship unless you don't have any, right? So both of you don't have any. Because once, in a sense, if the woman is, let's say the woman is earning more money, then at some point, if there's lack of respect,
Yeah. That's the
women,
part.
women need to be loved and men need to be respected.
Mhm.
If there's no respect, simply because you make more money, then the
Mm.
marriage is over, regardless of even if I was making payments to
Anything,
the
yeah.
repairs of the car. And
Yeah.
I was
What
doing
does respect look like? I've never been married. We were taught this in church. And you've also mentioned that earlier when you're talking about your friend serving that, and then you mentioned something around respect. It's like not being feminine is being disrespectful or being arrogant, which I feel there's an insinuation that those are more masculine traits. So what does respect look like for a man?
for a man.
From a woman.
From a woman.
Mhm.
It's a way of addressing and speak. For instance, Bright and I,
Mhm.
we're both men. And if we operate as men, or even any of the guys in the background here, we operate as men knowing the threat of physicality is always there. If I step to him in a particular way, or any of the guys back here in a particular way, and I cross a boundary, we will tussle.
Really? You guys
Yes.
walk around knowing that
All
it
men.
could
It's on
happen.
sight.
All men
Sorry.
respect each other, knowing it's like lions.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
Even that.
You're
Yeah.
ready
You
to
walk
fight.
around ready.
Yes.
Nah, he's not like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And
Trust
you,
me.
what about you, Charles? Is it
Charles, you feel that way? Ready to
feel
fight?
that way?
Really?
When you hear, have you ever
Wait,
listened?
and you guys, the girls,
Have
do you
you
feel
ever
like fighting?
listened?
No, I think girls are
Listen.
always to the Jipimana.
Yeah, you know,
Yes.
true.
Okay,
It's the same
okay,
thing.
okay.
But when you listen to dogs howling in your neighborhood or lions in the Serengeti,
I knew.
listen.
Animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Animals, but
They're
not
the
all.
best-
We have
they're the
gay
best
flamingos.
analogy.
What do you say
They're
about
the
that?
best analogy. The point I'm making, when you hear your dogs howling or the neighbor's dogs howling, they can actually determine the size, the age, and the strength based on the howl.
Okay, okay.
So men are constantly doing that with each other. So we respect each other as men because the minute we say what's up and we have that handshake where you hit the chest, you're like,
There's a message.
this one is
That's-
maybe 10 years. And even if he hits my back and he's like, yeah, okay. But the minute you feel like a weak, you play with me. Don't know.
That's
So
so
that,
funny.
that is established. That is established from hello.
Oh,
The
God.
problem women have, as I think the comedian Bill Burr once said, the problem is that you can't hit women. Right? It sounds controversial, but you can't and you shouldn't. But they also shouldn't speak to you in a way in which, as a man, now you've crossed the bright line.
Mm.
So that is respect. However it is, it manifests. Because I think you're really asking for a point instance of where is that line. But it manifests in so many different ways that for me to give you a point instant example is meaningless because
But like the things you can tolerate, he might not
Yes,
tolerate,
exactly.
and vice versa.
So we all have our limits to
Things.
where when you've crossed it,
Yeah.
you're like, let's
That's- yeah.
tushikane mashati.
So
You
it's
know what I
almost
mean?
like thinking, if I was a man, if I said something disrespectful to you and I was a man, would you like?
You'd have
would we
tussled.
tussle?
We can
yeah,
roll.
take this
Yeah.
outside.
We can.
Yeah.
It's scaring me.
I know, but it's true. Every man operates on that
I
premise.
see,
But not
yeah.
overtly. Some of them are very overt in terms of their
Yeah.
aggression.
Mm.
But whenever we meet up with each other as men, that assessment is always being made.
So what does it look like when you say when we brought you guys here and we were like we're talking about leaning into femininity.
Yeah.
So what is who is a woman who has leaned into her femininity? And
in
also,
this day and age, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, and also Sharon and Nons, I'd also want to say a few things.
Mm.
Who is a woman who this is a woman who has leaned to her femininity? What does she do? How does she move? How does she? What's her? And who is a woman who has not?
I think it's very easy to determine even on communication and their demeanor. It's not even so much is she cooking, is she cleaning, is she those are just acts. But in terms of how she
She needs
her
to
energy-
be sweet. Hi, baby.
How was your day, sweetheart?
not pretentious,
Okay.
not fake.
You know, I guess this thing it bores me.
Yes.
I think I'm upset.
But it's okay. I mean,
Yeah, because I'm strong and I'm loud and I like to laugh with my whole heart. But then I'm told stay soft and sweet.
no.
And
you
I'm struggling with these
don't,
days. Help me.
Don't stay in any way that you're not. Be you.
So does that mean I'm not feminine? Yet me, I really think I'm feminine.
It depends on the guy that you're going to meet and how you will
Yeah,
meet, how
I
you
think
meet a guy
so.
and how you will change
Yeah.
because of him.
Mm.
It's not about you conforming to some random hypothetical guy.
Yes, but I also
No.
struggle with the whole beta thing because I can't.
Beta?
I'm not attracted to
Better
the
in
beta.
relation to what? Everything is
alpha,
comparative.
Beta,
Beta,
Oh, beta.
beta.
Yeah.
Because for me, I consider myself a strong woman. A lot of men, my guy friends, have told me, Jules, you're a strong. When he first booty, one of my boys, CJ. I was just like, what the fuck? Like CJ told me, Jules, those guys who walk in the gym and they walk around like this. That's you, and that's him. And Charisma, Charisma the musician. We were all hanging out, and they told me that's my energy, and I was like, what?
So you don't like that?
I kind of do, but I'm just kind of like also a bit like, I think I was taken aback. I think I'm, so because I'm a strong person, but then I'm like, so does that mean I'm not feminine? Yet I see myself I don't see myself like that, but I can see what they're saying because I'm a strong personality. But does that mean I'm not feminine? Yet I feel like I am in my feminine. So that's why I'm very resistant to this soft life. Don't do anything. And
Are you agreeable? I would say not necessarily.
No.
Exactly. That's part of femininity is agreeableness.
even if it's wrong?
You don't have to.
I think
Again,
it's
remember
like-
when Modoni and I said we don't have to agree?
Yeah.
We left
Yeah.
it at that.
Yeah.
And also,
There's some women, if you don't agree, it's like, no, you're going to listen to my point.
Yeah.
Like, no.
and I feel like in my opinion, my mom is very much an epitome of that, disagreeing with a softness.
Mm.
And I think I've picked up a little bit on it, but I see her, I know fundamentally she has disagreed with my dad. But if you see the way she maneuvers that situation, you're like, wow,
Mm.
that he leaves there, you can tell he still feels respected, he still feels listened to, but she has made it very clear that she doesn't agree. But there's such a softness and soft spokenness that I feel like when my dad is describing her and doting on her, it's because of those things.
Like,
He's very aware
Yeah.
that is who his wife is.
Exactly.
So does that mean she suppresses her opinion?
No.
Not
No, I think it's more like she
It's
doesn't belittle him while
Okay,
getting
yes,
a point
that
across.
I understand.
Yeah.
That I understand.
It's like,
Yeah.
That's
you know,
where the
but let me
respect
use an
comes in.
example.
That's
babe.
why I asked the question.
Mm.
So what does respect look like? And also what does femininity I'm trying to understand
Yeah, the
because
diff-
belittling I get.
Mm,
I understand even
mm.
as a man, even in front of other men. There's a
Yeah.
way, even if you know
Yeah.
your man
It's
there's a
dead
way
wrong,
you
but
don't
like, yeah.
umwaibishi.
Yeah, yeah.
I get
Can I
that.
give
Yeah.
an
That's
example?
not a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
I think the issue I'm having is that I have to change who I am to fit into this thing that I'm understanding men want.
I feel like a good example, maybe, babe, would be the way our parents used to parent us, or maybe even the generation before that, versus how millennials do soft parenting.
Gentle
Like
parenting.
Gentle parenting. Like you're still telling your kid off about something that they've done. And I feel like Mama Olive does this very well. Like I've seen her talking to her kids, reprimanding them. And I'm sure if an older person was watching, they'd be like, have you even really passed the message that you're upset with them? So I feel like it's similar to that, where you are gently, you know.
So we have to treat men like babies.
I mean,
I knew that was Shana's
maybe. I think maybe.
Wow.
Maybe. Or more like a pet.
No, I'm like,
Wow.
Like not in a bad way, but
no,
like
because I'm with the Jules.
It still boils down to
Sensitive.
the whole disrespect kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
what
Yeah.
does disrespect look like, Bright? Maybe you can unpack it for me a bit better. Does that mean like when let's say if as a woman you're talking back,
Talking back in a voice where you make me look like
condescending?
I'm nothing,
Yeah.
or basically like I'm not even a man anymore. You know, I'm not.
Oh, you guys are fragile.
That's
No.
my thing. I feel like men
Not
need
because-
their
also,
ego
for
really
example,
held.
Because the way I
Yeah.
talk to you,
No, you can tell me off.
I'm like,
I've given you and
But then you say like that, you have disrespected me. You have gone against the Bible. You
said
you are now masculine. You are
You're a
masculine.
man.
we men sometimes we don't talk too much about what is going on with us, or we don't bring out a lot of those details. So when you bring our level down,
Mm-hmm.
basically takes us to be the ones of, okay, can I be talked to like that? Or
Just-
you know,
It's like bruising ego.
Go back.
Yeah.
Go back to
Yeah.
a high school bully. Okay, a situation where one teenage boy says something to another teenage boy. He doesn't like it. He will.
They fight.
They'll fight.
Yeah.
It'll be done.
Yeah.
That boy who's beaten will never speak to that guy again like that.
Yeah.
Whether he was right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, I mean, I use the analogy of in a cockpit
This
of a
violence you keep preferring.
But it's true.
Public.
But it's true. But
Be
see,
careful.
that's the male world in
Because-
which you're now stepping into.
No, it's because
when
I
you-
say this because some cultures say you need to beat this woman so
No,
she
no, no,
can.
no.
I hope that's not okay.
No, that's
No,
not
no,
at
no.
all what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I already said initially you can't hit a woman.
Yeah.
Remember I said that?
Mm,
So
mm, mm.
let's just put that issue to bed.
Mhm.
But I use the analogy of say two pilots
school.
in a cockpit.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a captain and there's a first officer.
Mhm.
The first officer is supposed to give their position on whether or not turning to this particular coordinates is a good idea at the particular speed, right? And you give your opinion, and you make it very clear to the captain that this is really my concern. But the decision is whose?
The captain.
Captain.
At the
And
end of it.
after he's made the decision, should you keep mouthing off?
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
But now why is it called mouthing
No,
off?
no,
Mouthing
no,
off.
Mouthing
Yeah, even me, I'm like,
Let me give you
Feeling
an
off.
example.
off.
I'll give a typical example that happened
Gosh.
recently. we were in a barbecue.
You think you're not even you think you're the only one who can be a captain of this ship?
You know?
You see?
And go to the back and show you how we drive for real.
That plane is doing
And I want to say, Brent, just please, kindly, just let me tell you who it is.
Yeah.
I respect you. I'm just saying. I just want to say something.
Go ahead.
Like, remember the Sharon was giving the knee of her mom and her dad? Like, listen, there are women out
Remember,
there.
we will take a collective breath.
Have you not seen those families where the guy is just like, Mama, nani amesema?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. And it still works for them. And that's why I'm like, this
Like
thing
Lucy
of
Kibaki. Like Lucy Kibaki.
Apana, you have
The
a man
whole
who is a
president
man.
of Kenya
A man
stood
who
and
is a man.
said, I have only
I
one
have
wife.
You're calling
Kibaki
better
is not a beta male.
I know
Lucy
a man
was there.
so
Lucy was there. Like,
Yeah.
this
She stood there like someone say something.
preaching.
Yeah. Would you say
Let me show. Nation, stand up. You are pretty. Rise.
can we talk about another family that I don't
No,
know?
we're talking about that one.
We're not talking
That's
about
the
that
one
family.
we're talking
Yeah.
about.
I feel like this soft thing.
Let's talk about your current head of state.
Oh.
Hey.
Samahani.
Now that is an alpha male.
Yeah.
No, that is
Then
a bully.
Now,
That is a
let me give you an example of what we're talking about when it comes to how your house can become
Wait, there's
disorganized.
I need
Hold on.
No,
Hold on.
wait, let's go back this way. This way.
There was a
Hold
barbecue that I
the
went
point.
for recently. And
Sorry.
a barbecue.
Uh-huh.
So there were different. I mean, we are all from different walks of life. I don't know majority of the people, and we're having conversations. And I was talking about something that I've done with somebody in government, and I said when that thing finally comes out, it's going to change people's lives. These two ladies decided to fight me, quote unquote, by asking, "But what is the government even doing?" Right? And I said, "Okay, I don't represent the government. I just said I've done something which is going to help citizens of Kenya. It will come out in a few weeks. For now, wait." She went on and wants to have a back and forth. So my wife is just telling me, "Look, don't talk back." And of course, I said, "Listen, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to describe. Just because this lady, I know she works at a big company, a multinational, she makes good money because she tell I work for this. I don't want to mention the company name for, and that for that matter, she felt that I have to be small. So at the point in time, she told a friend, I need to show him who I am. And I like arguing. I want to bring him down. She said it right when I was there.
Jeez.
When I turned to my wife and I said, "Babe, I'm not here to argue." So I got to the point I said,
We're at a
"You
barbecue.
know what? It's fine. We're all strangers here. We don't have to be right.
Yeah, you don't have to
I've
agree.
just given you my opinion of what we've done, and I said citizens will benefit from it very soon. You want to see that thing now. I don't have to prove to you that whatever I've done is working or not. But there are things she said on the side, I need to prove. I need to show that I can argue. I need to prove to him that I know stuff." And she's also in tech. And what I did was technology based. That was utter disrespect. Now imagine if that is somebody I'm dating and I go out there with her to go be in a
Same
setting like
scenario.
same scenario.
Yeah.
Well, that I will feel I don't think I'll be respected if I see her argue with other people like that. Even outside of that, when I'm not there, that means that's what she'll be doing.
That's a good example.
But it's a bad example of what she thought it means to be powerful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being
correct.
powerful can be. Most grandmothers who ran everything in their households were very powerful,
quiet.
very
Yeah.
powerful.
You know, later
without
what she
being
told,
boisterous.
Yeah.
something she told somebody else, which later made me to think of the whole money thing, is that she thinks I only work in government. I only consult for government. So I'm nobody. Just because
where she has like
she works
her
for
big
multinational.
Yeah.
So she's like,
It sounds like she
guys
was
are just-
projecting her own
Again,
insecurities.
again, that's
on-
male energy.
Yeah. No, I that one I can see.
That's
That
male
sounds a
energy.
bit like
Yeah.
so
we
she
put
there's a way
definitely
that-
on the table, we're
will be
measuring.
earning more than if she's possibly earning more than the boyfriend or husband. If this is how she projects herself out there, imagine what will happen at home.
At home.
Is wanting a lot of money and hustling male energy.
No. It's about your
No.
energy, not about what.
But hustling, like you said, it's competitive. It's da 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 da. So now in those boardrooms, I have to respect the man. But then when I'm talking to my fellow ladies, we can be competitive. But then I have to remember,
I just think you have to balance it in time and
No.
place. I think
When
that's what,
you're if you're in corporate and if you're in a boardroom,
Mhm.
you're already in the lines then.
You'll be
So
swallowed if you come in
You're not
just
going
soft.
to
like a deer.
to the men. You'll be swallowed whole.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
what I'm saying.
So all I'm saying, going back to your point, which is the topic of this conversation,
Mhm.
why are the Gen Zs or why is there a trend towards softness, or what did you call it?
Yeah, the soft trend.
Leaning
Soft
soft life,
life
femininity.
trend.
Yeah. And it's because they're realizing it's not what it's cracked up to be. It's not it. You can't leave it there and then go home, as Bright was saying, and be this feminine chick.
But are you saying it's for the men? It's not for you ladies?
It's even the men
what-
don't want to, but they have to.
Okay.
Mm.
Like I said, no one
Mhm.
goes into a fighting ring thinking it's a better option. It's not Safaricom.
As in,
Don't leave behind with that.
but I think also maybe, okay, now I want to give a bit of a different opinion that, well, we've talked a lot about the soft life trend, and I think we can agree it has a negative connotation out there. But I feel like for me, I don't know, I view soft life as a positive thing. I feel like for me, that is probably even my preference. Like I would prefer to be in a, marriage or relationship where we have agreed as a couple that, he wants to be the provider, the protector, and I look after the kids. I do stay-at-home mom. And
You are your mom, yes.
yeah, and I feel like for me, I don't find any
You don't find it demeaning.
no.
No.
I actually find it very virtuous and like I'm endeared to that.
Correct.
But on the same side, I am a extremely ambitious woman. I'm able to hold my own. I earn sufficiently. I'm smart.
But you
like
would
it's
never let that come at the expense of your family.
correct. Like
That's the key.
if I found that guy, that person who wants to do that, and he's able to supplement, and provide that life for me.
Mm.
I'm not going to be like my career. Like I'm not that
Exactly.
attached.
Exactly.
I love what I do, and I think we all know that. But it's, to me, it's not. I do it because I have very strong taste in a good life. So I provide it for myself. Expensive taste in the
Yeah.
absence of.
Why that poor dude? Sorry,
You know what I
go on.
mean? But like, so I feel like I do it because I couldn't otherwise. But if someone comes and says, you know what, babe, like
Chill. Relax. I got
would-
this.
Oh
So,
my god,
y-
I wouldn't mind that. Now, not to say that I will allow him to control me.
You
and
can't
I
not
won't
allow
have-
if he's bringing the money.
So that's the point I want to make, that I will still have my own one way or another, because I've seen women in that position, and I'll use Vanessa Mdee and Rotimi. Of course, I don't know their full situation, but from what it looks like, he is out there with his big career as an artist. She has stayed home to raise their 2 kids, but she's handling their real estate as a family. She's the one, she has some like influencer roles I see her doing here and there. Like she's
And
not
she also had a very
completely-
big career.
Exactly. She has a massive
yeah.
platform that she's monetizing,
Mm.
but you can tell, and I'm just speculating, okay, I don't know the details, but you can tell that they have an arrangement of that nature, and she's kind of touched on it before on a podcast. And I feel like I am more aligned with that idea of like a marriage and an arrangement. I'm not saying I wouldn't do anything else if that's what God wills for me, but if I had to choose this or that, I'm going this direction, provided that I have a man that I feel comfortable enough, as you said, to
Yeah.
submit to. And
See, a lot of people
and
get
be a-
into marriages with a plan B, with a safety net, which is what your safety net as a woman, as your career, as your nest egg, as your whatever.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
your safety net in case things go hasara.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
And we always
That's the
thought to have
problem.
another bank account
yes,
somewhere.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is that you're going into it half-assed. You're already having your plan B in case this does. You have to go fully in or leave it.
Wait, so you're saying you shouldn't have a
I'm
career?
not saying you should. What I'm saying,
Yeah.
no, not that
Oh,
you should
not a
have
career,
a career
sorry, like
or a
a-
nest egg or whatever.
Yeah.
Why would you? This is why they say his money is their money and her money is her own, right? So men don't go into it with that idea.
Yeah, they go
Yeah.
in fully.
They
full
go in
on.
No,
fully.
men do what they want, though. That's the thing. So that's why
Yeah.
women have to do what they need to do, because the man can decide and just to say, "Oh, actually,
So
I want this other woman now."
let's-
Sharon and I co-wives, Julia and I
Let's-
co-wives.
Let's get back to intergenerational problems, right?
Yeah.
Which is where this stems from. And we talked about, for instance, how in feminism, how that started is because women were at home. They weren't, getting back to what I said earlier, they didn't have their bank accounts, they didn't have their independence, they didn't have any of those things. And they were raising, so they decided to raise children, especially their daughters, to not be like them.
They told their daughters,
Yeah.
make sure you have your
Right.
own.
Something
Yeah.
in
Right,
the
now,
account.
let me finish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Let me finish.
Let me respect.
Yeah.
I can even see your jaw clenching.
Shaking her head.
All right, Diddy, I'll let you finish. So when that begins to happen, the interesting thing about those particular mothers who said, go and have your own, is that they coddled their boys.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you think so?
Interesting.
Now, that
Uh-huh.
mother,
Why
listen,
did they coddle?
hold on. That mother,
Funny days we can't ask.
listen, let me finish. Then you can ask. That mother who told her daughter to not be like her, despite her being with her father, don't be like me. That mother wouldn't want a girl like her daughter for her son.
But why is she coddling her son though?
She wouldn't want a daughter like
daughter
a
like-
girl
a
like
girl
her
like her-
daughter that
Yeah.
she's raising
Yeah.
for her son.
I don't
That's
know
the
I don't
irony.
know if I believe that.
Why?
but
No.
I-
Why?
explain
Why
that
is she?
slowly.
Why is she coddling her son?
That's what I was asking. I
Because-
just asked, why did she choose? You just said a statement,
Yeah.
but she coddled the son.
Yeah. Why?
Those-
And
Most-
then she
most of those
empowered her
Yes, yes.
daughter.
Most of those households are like that, correct? Where you find, and I'm speaking statistically on a broad base, not like at your family per se or whatever. You find that you will have mothers who now, not my boy this, my boy that, my boy this, my boy that. He's not allowed to do crazy boy things generally.
No, but yeah, okay. But you're saying because she experienced this, she's then decided her daughters should not, and therefore should do that. What is it that she's experienced that has made her coddle her son? That's what I'm asking. Why? Not that she's doing it, but why?
She's come up now, not in an agrarian society, but an industrialized one, in which she feels disempowered by not having her own to chart her life in her own way. So we're not talking about women, say, per se, necessarily, who live in villages. We're talking about people who live in the cities, yeah?
Yeah.
So those women who are financially dependent on their husbands, for the most part, don't want their daughters to feel that way. Because they
No, I
can't
get it on the
spread their
daughter
wings
side.
and do...
I'm talking about
So
the
what
son.
you're saying is now that woman who's been raised, I mean, who has moved from, who lives in an urban place,
Yeah.
she's raising a daughter and being like, I'm depending on your dad, I guess, so you just have your own thing.
Mhm.
But then on the other side, that's how she's raising her daughter, but she's not raising her son with the same values. Like she's coddling him.
Yes.
In
He's
guys,
babying
yeah.
And I've heard that.
Why?
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what I
why.
That's what I
Right.
mean.
because her,
Why
because
is
her
she
son,
coddling him?
because her son
Oh.
becomes the husband she never had.
Yeah, and I've heard that recently.
Okay.
A friend of mine was describing a relationship that her friend was going through.
Mm.
The mother of the boyfriend
Mhm.
keeps on saying, "Don't give her money. Don't be too
Don't give the
available."
girlfriend.
Yeah, don't give the girlfriend money.
Yeah.
Don't be too available. Don't. And so I'm like, but the thing is, he has the capability to.
Right.
He has the money to.
Mm.
But the mother keeps on telling him,
It's like
do
the
not.
husband they never got. They're trying to
Exactly.
relive in their
So
son.
it's trying to-
That's crazy.
yeah,
I think for me, I this is my opinion. My opinion is that men mess this whole thing up because
lying.
Tell us
because
Expound.
if we don't want to work and it's so hard, even the men, they don't want to be in the oil rig, hard work in the coal mine. Does also speaks in extremes.
You have
Like,
to. To
you
make
know,
the point, you have to.
The woman coddled the son, and I'm asking, let me finish. And I'm like, I just want to know why. Like, why did she choose to coddle her son
Yeah.
and then empower her daughter?
Yeah.
First of all, I think kitambo, this thing of men and women, it came with the industrial, it's called the revolution, because at a kitambo, when you hear our grandparents speak, the woman was not just at home, akiza watoto, just pregnant. She was opening the goat for the goats and milking, and she was
She was the
also
farmer.
she was actually working.
She was
Yeah.
the farmer.
The guy is one was zubing Wuko, just sitting under a tree, eating straw, eating grass, and looking after the looking at. But I'm not even a feminist like that. But like, I don't think I am. I
No,
think
finish. What
yeah.
was the guy doing?
yeah,
Zooming?
yeah. So
Just
like,
relax the
I feel
mind.
like
With a straw?
like just
Yeah.
under the tree, and then he knows Johnny Mefika, it's time to go back with the sheep, or he'll also Like women were working. Women worked. Alafu mzungu akakuja akatuambia, now this is how it is.
It's your
The
choice.
woman,
Why?
I don't know.
Religion.
Oh, religion. And then what happened is that men exploited that power they had when they were providing for their homes.
No.
If it was so, I don't
Who chose
think.
the second wife, the third
Wait,
wife, the
Zuma,
fourth
your
wife, the fifth
questions,
wife? Who
please.
chose them?
Wait,
No, not
wait.
traditionally. I'm saying
talking tradition in the village. This Kiwanja
it's a
that you're
woman.
yes,
It's a woman.
why? Because she needed labor.
What are you talking about?
She needed
I'm not talking
laborers.
about labor. I'm talking about in modern. What is this thing?
Yeah.
I'm
You're
talking.
talking about the Kiwanja and Flimaing and the guy just cooling nyasi
Uh-huh.
in those environments, right?
Yes.
Whose
So I was
Kiwanja?
saying
Whose Kiwanja was it?
it was the man's because of tradition.
Okay.
It's okay. I was just saying this that women worked.
Absolutely.
Women worked, and there is value. There's innate, not innate. There's even in
Dignity.
dignity. There's dignity in work. There's dignity in work.
Agreed.
Especially home labor.
And when men were not the ones who are earning the money and bringing the money home, I think many women, I might be wrong, but many women will agree, if they are with a man who is providing and who loves them and is not abusing the power that comes with money, because the person who has money in the relationship has power, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
I though you're saying it doesn't matter, a woman earns more. There's a reason she's going to talk to you, because that money imeingia kichwa, you know? And so I think when that privilege or that duty, the men abused their duty, and now women could not
They could not retaliate
they started,
or remove themselves.
They started now feeling, what's the word, kudunishwa in a marriage. Like, and so they started
Belittled.
fighting for the right to work. And also that structure of women just staying at home with the kids. As a woman, like I said, we used to work. I mean, even traditionally, we still worked. So a lot of women are just feeling like they are they go to school, all that education to come and sit at home, and they feel like you're losing you're losing
sense, yeah.
like even just yesterday I have this thing on my page where I just started this new series called Threads of Existence, and people come and talk about things anonymously, and this lady said one of the things she wishes she could say aloud, that was the prompt
Yeah.
was that she wishes she could go back to work. She's a mom and she loves her kids, but she's so unsatisfied. And there's another woman who she's so satisfied with just that. So all this to say, the reason I'm saying men mess this up is that if there was no abuse of that power, the power that you have when you earn money,
We feel safe.
I don't think all this would be happening. But also, the issue here, even with feminism, I think the thing around feminism is not that what feminism should preach, and I think it does. Maybe I don't know. The reason I say I'm not really a feminist because I've not read the stuff, so I don't want to say something and I'm saying my own things. What feminism should whatever is the choice to be a Sharon,
right,
or the choice to
work.
be me.
Exactly.
I want hybrid.
Yeah.
I want
Best of both worlds.
yes,
Hannah Montana.
because I get a buzz from creating stuff and working and problem solving. I don't want to think about formula for the rest of my life.
And I agree with you, but you're running into the problem of hypergamy and how women choose men. Hypergamy and how women choose men.
What does hypergamy mean?
Hypergamy is where, for instance, women marry across and up social, economic situations, and men can marry
up and
down.
Yeah.
So women sit at the finish line at F1 for the winner, right? Or where Kipchoge is pitting, or the first, whatever. They want the winner of the race, right? Of the fight, of the battle.
Ideally.
Yes, why? Because your biology is telling you, I want to
the prime.
Yes, I want that offspring of that champion.
For sure,
that
for
jogo.
sure.
For sure. Right? So, by virtue of...
But what about the women who fall in love with a broke guy?
Wait, we'll get to that. Those are different
outliers.
set of issues. Yeah, outliers.
No, to be honest, those outliers.
So if women by nature want, their biology tells them to pick the best. In whatever social circles they're in, even if it's your housekeeper, within her social circle, she wants the best. The dere who is a nice suit.
Yeah, he looks good. He can manage this good.
And his mkubwa has a nice Range Rover. It always looks like it's his, right? Whatever. So because of that, you are always going to be in a position in which you are in a competitive market with every other chick who sees that same dude, see Lewis Hamilton, right, as the one that they want to be with. So by virtue of that, when you immerse yourself in that kind of hyper competitive market, the man, so you want this hybrid. So you want to be able to, your money, you're this, you're that, whatever your career, you want to be kind of soft when you want to be, you kind of, it's like a buffet, you're cherry picking what you want. It's not coming a la carte.
Okay.
So when that happens, the man that you will be attracted to is coming from an even smaller demographic because you have your own money. It's not the data.
So if I have no money, I have a wider
way
Dating
wider.
pool. I mean, yeah.
So if I just stay home right now,
yes.
I can get
Basically,
married. Basically,
yeah.
stop working women. That's where you get your husband. That's what Dez has said.
No, but
That's what
the quality of your marriage then will be what? Because it depends on what
that's
you're.
not who you are. Whether or not you
Exactly.
have money in your pocket. It's not your social economic situation.
you've
It's not
been
who you
raised-
are. You're
yeah.
culturally, you're not that chick.
Ati what?
You're
Say
not.
that
You're
slowly.
not the chick of shags of.
It will frustrate you.
It will frustrate you.
Even if you
You've
stop
been
working and you meet
exposed-
and then you get
Yeah.
married, it
Yeah.
will frustrate you.
The funny thing is that, it's like the movie Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. He's a millionaire in the movie, whatever, in the 80s. But what does he hang out with and fall in love with?
The whole.
A prostitute. So it doesn't matter. It can be the chick who's behind the counter at barista. For the man, it doesn't matter how low. Your credentials, your accomplishments, your accolades, your degrees, your money means nothing. Nothing to me and Bright.
It's just looks. So Wes.
Really?
No.
So if it means nothing, he doesn't intimidate.
What?
No, he's
No.
No, it means
even
nothing
if-
when it's the other direction. Not when it's the direction of
Like
more
it-
than
like
them.
it doesn't make
It
you
doesn't
more-
mean
You
it doesn't
can't
make
come
you
to
more
me and say, well,
desirable.
Des, I have this, I went to this
yeah,
university,
like you
say,
it doesn't
therefore
make you
I'm
more
better.
desirable.
No, doesn't make you more better.
Oh, more
Actually,
desirable to
a man.
To a
man
man.
against
Yes.
versus another woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
The problem
Oh.
the problem is that a lot of women never ask the customer, what do you want?
Yeah.
What you say is, look at what I am. You better hire me. You never asked, what do you guys
Then
want?
tell us.
Customer.
Tell us.
I asked.
That's why I've
So
been
what do you want?
trying.
What do you want? You're married. What?
Yeah, we have asked you what guys, we need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
But so what do you want? Customer. I'm asking nicely. I mean, let me bat my eyelids. My soft eyelids. So what do you want? Hata sijasoma. Hata
Can I
sijui
ask
if
something though? Sometimes I do wonder, like when it comes to all this conversation of women are this and that, we're getting this, we're getting that, we're PhD, this. Why aren't men motivated by that to then be better? Why does it then make my pool small? Because I'm getting a better education,
But
getting
you
a
know
higher
why?
job.
You know
Wait,
why?
wait.
There's
Because they're
sorry.
scared and they're
Sorry.
fragile.
There's a lot of men who get intimidated by that, and then their intimidation, which I think is stupid. If you ask me, but I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
but
should
you're a
be intimidated.
PhD holder, so you relax. PhD by 30, we had no hopes.
I mean, but
you have a PhD?
yeah,
By 30, girl.
28.
28, by 28.
Bright is not just his
It's
name.
not just bright.
But I find it when men get intimidated by a woman who wants to go for
for their
Masters,
growth.
PhD,
Yeah, I find
get
that
the
so
next promotion.
surprising.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course.
You're about to say something.
Men, it's like tall women. Sometimes I'm intimidate some men, right? It's like my niece is very tall, and when she was growing up, I used to tell her, "Do you hate your height?" And she'd be like, "No." I was like, "You shouldn't ever hate your height, because what your height has allowed you to do is weed out a lot of useless men who don't have the guts to talk to you. So don't see your height as a problem. See it as a blessing, because it's almost like a filter, right? So women who have accomplishments, who are not approached by men, or good-looking women who are not approached by men. Yes, it's frustrating, but the ones who it helps you know that you're not dealing with the right. You're not placing yourself in the right window like a mannequin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to move from Biashara Street to somewhere in Westlands.
Yeah.
But
To
for me,
where
I
now
think-
the customers can actually.
I think
Hack.
my question is more like forget the woman in that scenario. Why aren't men then motivated to be better? Why is it like, oh my God, you're so intimidated? Okay,
No.
go and learn, go and improve, go and grow,
Two
go
things are
and
happening. One,
Yeah.
you need to change the pool of men that you're hanging around.
Where are they?
Hold on.
They're
Two,
there.
two, not more than it. Two,
Mm.
men do what they have to do. When a man walks up to a woman and says something dumb, let's say I want to hit on you and I say something really dumb, I'm not saying it because I'm dumb. I'm saying it because it works. For the statistical truth 95% in statistic, anything above 95% is considered a statistical truth. So 95% of the time, that stupid line that you see as stupid works. That's why I say it. So the problem is that the women hold in that particular, there are women for whom those men don't need to step up. And they'll take them.
Oh, I see. Right.
That's
Like
why, so
that's
why am
enough.
I? Yeah,
That's
so
enough
why do I
first.
need to deal with more
Yeah.
than me?
Yeah.
In fact, the more degrees you have, the more it says to me headache.
Kwanzaa, I hope it says big headache.
Stay away
Now,
from me.
now, let's continue on one more last part on this hypergamy thing.
Yeah.
If you deal with a super intelligent, wealthy, socioeconomic man, they tend to never, they can smell a headache a mile away. Because now they're so used to a particular way of life in which everyone is a headache that this direction has to be just chilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Well noted.
It is. Have you?
Indeed.
Just as you wrap up, if I can ask this, have you ever been in a situation where the first 10 minutes of a conversation with a woman, you just they're like, here, even as a friend, I don't want to continue that conversation. And I've been in some of those situations, not because she's dumb or anything.
I was like, what, Connie, what do they say?
Like the things they're
I
talking
know
about.
it's not me.
Energy. The things they're talking about, you're like, really? This is how you think? And I just walk away. Like, not because, and by the way, and this is the prettiest woman you're seeing around. Yeah. I'm married, yes. But even my wife, when you see someone who's pretty, she's like, we're like,
I mean,
hey.
if someone's pretty, they're pretty.
Yeah, that one is.
Fact.
But you get to them, you start talking to them, you're like, oh God,
Yeah.
no, we can't. No, here, no way. You can't be this pretty looking.
And then be
And
this
then
bad.
be this bad.
So,
in
so
terms
ugly
of-
on it. So I like, for instance, when Jules says a lot of things in jest, but you can hear the genuine frustration of what do you guys want?
That's what you're
I
not
can hear
answering.
it. But the problem is a lot of women are getting advice from other women.
See, I'm asking you.
Yes.
Jama,
I'm not telling you. I'm not saying that that's been your history. And that's why you're like, what do...
She's here trying to change the story.
I'm with you. But I feel that with a lot of women, whereby they're like, so what do you... It's like, thank you. Ask the customers. What. So yes, what you're doing is right. You're consulting with guys who are now hopefully trying to shed some light on what it's like to be a man and how men deal with life and every situation. And when it comes to now, what do they want in a woman? It's obviously it's tailor-made to every particular dude, but it's definitely not the bill of goods that have been sold to those women by other women.
Okay, then tell us. What
Okay,
is
give
it?
an okay.
Yeah,
there's
you can generalize it because obviously you're...
or use yourself as an
Or
example.
you
what
and
do
your
and
pool of men.
Yes, what do you like, Des? Like when a girl does
You and your pool of
what?
men. Hot? I know. I see the
Okay.
babes. I see the babes.
Yeah, it's true. Des
That
has,
when the glasses are empty, they come and say,
very
do you want another beverage?
Yeah.
Please. Can I please
what
fill
is-
your
But
cup of
even
water?
the simple things of,
We're finished.
Hey.
you know, some little thing of,
How do you open the bonnet?
No, but Des actually for
But
him
then I can
answered.
dumb it down.
Genuinely Des answer because I
but there
think
are many factors. How
What
they
that
carry
means.
themselves around,
Thank you.
how they talk, how they respond to other people's conversations.
What he said about the beautiful chick.
Yeah,
Exactly. The
exactly.
things that turn you off of her.
Yeah, because you can be so beautiful and everything, but if you don't even know how to use a fucking knife, someone like me is a turn off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's something that's simple.
That's how
If you don't,
oh, when it is in the
there's
background.
one that I
Our
mean,
director is
crucify
like,
me
what?
for that, but there's something when, like I said, this
When did you
about
chicks
to-
do it to their hands?
That's the day I
Yeah.
was. No.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
wait,
like
hold it to
the
the
way they're
hands.
holding it. No, not that they hold it
Oh,
wrong.
you're holding it like a
They're struggling.
It's not their fault. Socioeconomic background was a
There was
challenge.
one
Is that
where-
not even like
there was
some
one
colonization
where-
shit?
There was
Like-
one time we were in a group of people, and then this lady asked for red sweet wine.
Hey.
That alone, I was like, no.
Oh, because you want a cultured woman.
You guys are so
Well,
bougie.
it's just like
But it's
you-
okay.
So
Yeah.
by the
But
way,
I think it's back to what you were saying in the beginning that what he might find not
Yeah.
appealing, he might be like, that's not a big deal.
Oh.
But
Yeah. So-
if you hold your fork this way,
Yeah.
use your knife this way.
Yeah. I
Red
wonder
sweet wine,
if there are
red-
alpha men who are attracted to alpha women.
No. Why do you come home and fight?
Okay,
No,
okay,
what
let me.
does-
No,
what
wait,
is
wait, no, wait, no, no, no.
alpha
Okay, wait,
women
wait, wait.
find?
No, wait,
Everything
Jules.
is contentious.
What about
See how you see how look at your head. See, that's like everything is contentious. It can't be like, oh, okay. You know,
no, what about like Barack Obama and Michelle Obama?
Oh, perfect. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna
Barack
say.
is a
When,
beta.
Dez is so condescending to me, first of
No.
all.
I
And
think
then
he's
he's here
condescending.
telling me what?
Barack Obama
Yeah.
is a beta male in
I
his
think
house.
he's beta male. I
In-
agree.
in- in-
I
in his
agree.
house.
And you look at someone
Even
like
when you listen to
look
the
at-
podcast, babe, he's not. He's not an alpha. He doesn't come across as an alpha male around Michelle.
He
Maybe,
does.
But
He's
she-
strong and he stands his ground and he's very. He thinks
I think
about
I
his
think he's a
points.
calm alpha.
He's a calm
Yeah, I
alpha.
think
Alpha,
he's
you
a
know
calm-
now you're saying alpha.
You have to come and start saying me,
Yeah.
man, you woman.
You're
Like,
aggressive.
Kunta
First of
Kinte
all, I
bullshit.
don't like loud men. I'm very much attracted to laid back guys, but guys who you can tell
And
this is a
Babe,
Joy
how would you
is
describe
dying
a
over
beta?
there.
But then I feel like
There's one to tell you something. Are the vegetables
Now,
done?
let me example
I
about-
feel like Greta ni sasa nilete alpha basi. I feel like Dez's definition of alpha is a woman who talks like this all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
She's so angry. All the time. Kuna basi. Stress.
What breakfast is this?
Babe, unataka kula nini? Tumepika. Ingia kwa nyumba sasa. Kaa, sit down. Na leo utanitomba. Hey.
At the cameras.
Hey,
I'm a alpha female.
Surely.
He doesn't want a woman with a voice.
Surely.
She must keep sweet and stay sweet.
Noni. Trump is an alpha male in his
Oh
house.
gosh,
Yep.
Trump is evil.
Trump's house. Say what you will about his politics. In his house, guys do what daddy says.
Because he's a narcissist, not because
Doesn't
he's an
matter.
alpha.
I
In
agree.
his
with
house.
the
He's calling
narcissist.
alpha.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
People he's mentioned here.
Give me another
You're
example.
conflating two issues.
Give me another.
He
Don't say Trump.
could be all of those
Give me
things.
another
The
man.
guy, what's the
To me, Obama is a alpha-
basketballer,
alpha.
LeBron James.
LeBron James, alpha.
alpha
Yeah,
male.
I'll say
His
LeBron.
wife is a strong woman with
Exactly.
personality.
And she's soft and she's
Yeah,
feminine.
wow, almost, yeah. Right.
We're gonna wrap up this episode, guys.
No, we have to wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap this up. I
Yes.
really, Sharon has laughed till she's crying.
Literally, even off my chair.
Our entire team at the back is in
Wewe
fear.
unatandikwa. You guys stop your bananas.
Trump. This guy.
I really
It's
want to
nothing
thank.
doing liking the man.
I
No,
really
no,
want
no.
to thank Dez for coming. I know it does not look like it, but
Do you? Do you want to think? Sure.
no, but weird, Dez, you know, Dez, Dez is my boy. First of all, we talk, and I love this guy so much.
Yeah.
I want to thank Bright,
Yeah.
for
Dr. Bright.
Hey.
Dr. Bright,
Browder.
Dr. Bright for lending his voice.
Yeah.
This is a very polarizing conversation. I really want my question answered. What do men want? And I don't want Steve Harvey to tell me because he didn't.
Yeah.
I want to hear from the different, all men from different walks of life. I understand the thing of respect. Tumeisikia, but beyond that, what do men really want? Because it's like, it's clear women have said what they want, but it's still
There's a disconnect.
it's still
There's
a disconnect. It's
yeah.
still a question that has never been answered. Books are being written, movies are being made. So clearly you guys don't know.
And also, yeah, because the answer don't say the answer is like women should not listen to it. No, remove the women. What do you want as men?
Yes.
Clean.
And you said
Don't-
we asked
don't-
the customer.
Yeah.
We're asking the
I don't-
customers.
Fit, feminine, friendly, submissive.
Fit,
feminine, friendly, and submissive.
So if you're fat, forget it.
Name me one billionaire who married a fat chick.
So billionaires are the nini of
people
what
with
men want.
Options.
Oh,
The men
people
with
with
options.
options.
Guys,
Okay,
you guys are unhinged.
let's try this again.
Unhinged.
I wanna let's try this again. You have to keep this part a little. Okay, let's try this again. Man, this has been the hardest episode to close, and I happen to be the one leading. Des, thank you for lending your voice. Bright, thank you for being here. Sharon and Noni, you guys are awesome.
Jules, you're awesome too.
I think I'm awesome too.
You're awesome
so.
too. And you're
Yes.
feminine
And
and
you're
you're fabulous
Yes,
and you're wonderful.
And
You're
I'm
soft.
And you're
feminine.
fit and you're fierce and you're feminine.
I'm fierce. I don't have to be soft.
That's
I don't
it.
mind if I'm not soft, but I'm fierce and I am still feminine.
That's it.
And I still want a nigga who's gonna tell me, babe, chill. And I'll be like, oh yes.
Please. guy is in such trouble.
Yes, sawa. And as per usual, it's related. I promise.
Tumetoa
That is masculinity right there.
Let me be masculine. Let me be masculine and I will bring money with my BMW. Yes, I'm masculine.
She needs to debrief.
Just do it.
We need a breathing
need
session.
water.
We need a group.
Let
The women in my mother's family and my father's family, they are strong.